Hello, my name is Katherine Kim, and this is my Civic Action Plan PSA on the soil-led contamination in Santa Ana. So, what is the Santa Ana soil-lead crisis? The Santa Ana soil-lead crisis is also known as the Santa Ana lead poisoning crisis, and it is one of the most urgent environmental issues in Orange County, where an alarming number of Santa Ana residents are being exposed to dangerous levels of lead since the mid-1900s. The lead poisoning crisis has been getting more coverage since 2009, as noticeable health concerns rose and continues to rise today. What are the causes of the high lead concentration? Well, the main causes of the lead came from the leaded paint and gasoline that was used in California until they were both banned respectively in 1978 and 1996. However, their effects continue to affect the lives of Santa Ana residents today, as high volumes of vehicles continue to play a role in the lead pollution. Wind currents move lead throughout the county, and lead contained in household soil remains stagnant. High concentrations of lead are mainly found in soil and dust, and they are commonly found in households where bare and exposed soil can be found. Lead is also found in local water sources, but has not been found to directly affect residents. On the diagram, we can see the chemical compound concentrations throughout the city. These unusual and dangerous levels of chemical compounds are negatively affecting the health of Santa Ana residents. These chemical compounds include lead, arsenic, copper, nickel, chromium, zinc, cadmium, and manganese. Multiple studies were conducted in 2018 and 2019 by the Orange County Environmental Justice, or the OCEJ, and the UCI Public Health. Their sampling methods included taking about 3 samples from 560 locations, where 1,528 samples were taken in total. These locations included HRO roads, parks and gardens, schools, industrial regions, business areas, and residential zones. Other studies were conducted by local organizations on possible solutions and updated Santa Ana city residents on the lead effects yearly since 2018. The OCEJ's and the UCI Public Health's findings were alarming. A range of 33 to 148 parts per million lead was found in communities, where the highest level recorded was 400 parts per million. The California Office of Environmental Health Hazard Assessment in the United States Environmental Protection Agency deems 80 parts per million dangerous for children. These levels greatly exceeded the required range for the California State Legislature. However, I want to emphasize that the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, or the CDC, claims that there are no safe blood level of lead in children. The statistics from the findings include about 52% of the tested samples exceeded state guidelines, 4% of the tested samples exceeded federal guidelines, 50% of the locations were deemed high risk for children, 64% of Santa Ana children were reported to have elevated lead levels in their blood, and all of the sample locations exceeded federal guidelines except school zones. The diagram present shows the average present-day soil lead contamination pollution and the nearest distance from the 1931 roadway that continues to stand today, where the highest level of lead concentration was found. So, why are these findings important? Well, there are many health problems associated with lead poisoning, and many symptoms are asymptomatic in children. Chronic illnesses commonly found in the children of Santa Ana include, but are not limited to, ADHD, cardiovascular diseases, behavioral problems, learning disabilities which can result in the lower IQ and test scores, seizures, high blood pressure, kidney and liver problems, and in severe cases, death. So how can we solve the soil lead poisoning crisis? Well, local organizations such as the OCEJ has created a no-flow campaign which provides public blood lead testing to residents. They also educate the public through media, community discussions, and books. They recently published a book called Lead Me to the Garden, which is available for children. They also held 7 community discussions from the fall of 2022 to the summer of 2023 to familiarize with themselves with local organizations doing their part and updating them on the lead effects that continue today. A recent win for the No Plo campaign was where they updated the Santa Ana City's general plan with solutions on traditional and bioremediation. Traditional remediation includes the use of manual labor and the workforce to manually remove the contaminated soil and replace it with new soil. Bioremediation includes the use of removing old soil and planting fungi and plants that will absorb the lead and then safely dispose of those plants instead. Partnered organizations such as UCI Public Health and the OCEJ participated and won the EPA's Environmental Justice and Video Competition in 2023, where they received grant funding for the soil lead work specifically for the bioremediation. Local organizations such as Azure Development and the Childhood Lead Poisoning Prevention Program provide cleaning services for city residents free of charge, since many of the residents affected are from low-income families or are in poverty situations, and many of the residents are Latino or African American. The best way on how we and individuals can take part in OCEJ's campaign is to move the bioremediation plan forward into action. The best ways are by raising money for seed balls, participating in hosting workshops on how to care and dispose of plants absorbing the lead per the bioremediation plan, engaging with residents to address soil lead crisis and the health effects, and participate in group community discussions and on community safety. This can be done by educating the public on symptoms on lead poisoning so that they can identify them early and take action early. Participate in future community discussions and on the general Santa Ana City's plan. Also participating in the public lead testing program and how to give more free access to Santa Ana low-income residents. For more information, please visit these sources. It is crucial that the Santa Ana lead poisoning crisis is solved quickly and efficiently to ensure the protection of Santa Ana residents and generations to come. Many other lead poisoning crises have been identified throughout the U.S. and the world. It is important that Santa Ana serves as a model for similar situations on how to effectively contain and solve the lead crisis.